There's a lot of talk about the rebirth of the housing market, but is it a stable market? And what's being done to make sure that mortgage crisis that crippled the economy won't make a return as well? This week, Central Ohio Congresswoman Joyce Beatty invited Texas Congressman Al Green to come to Columbus to meet with local stakeholders, urban leaders, bankers, mortgage lenders, to talk about how to keep America's housing market stable. What's the status of our housing industry today, and what should you as lawmakers be concerned about?
Well, the housing market is coming back. It hasn't come back completely, but we find that we're still having starts that are acceptable but not where they should be. My hope is that as we move forward, we'll do more things to stimulate loans. We need more lending from the banks.
We have weathered the recession better than some other parts of the country. But where do our housing starts, and where does our housing market stand right now?
I think you're right. We have been able to see some growth in the housing market, and especially here in Central Ohio. Today was in part about that. It was about bringing people together so we can look at how we subsidize if you're in public housing, how you finance, addressing some of the questions the market and how financial institutions are providing loans to the homeowners, looking at people's ratio to debt and their credit scores. All of those things we're taking in consideration to make sure that we develop true partners with the consumer and with the lending institution.
What is going on in Washington to maybe get Congress itself moving again and working together?
Well, let me start with one point that's important. It was President Bush who asked for the $700 billion infusion to help us with some very difficult times. It was thought that the financial system might collapse on us if we did not act immediately. And I'm proud to say that there was bipartisan support for that $700 billion infusion. Since that time, we have done some things that are significant. We passed Dodd-Frank, and there are some things in Dodd-Frank that will help us to avoid a similar circumstance in the future.